Man, there was a lot of money left in these gambling streets in NFL Week 2, y'all. We healed from those wounds. Now it's time to collect back what we lost. College football pod got us on a lot of momentum yesterday. Let's keep the money train going. Ready, set, go.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox Life, or this game he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
And we are live. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Money Pod Podcast Betting Show. Now, I usually go into this nice little intro, but I'm going to switch it up because this show is a lot of things. But the one thing about this show is that we give you guys winners week after week after week after week. We don't drop no Venmos. We don't drop no Cash Apps. All we ask is for you guys to support us as best you can. And what you can do to do that, leave a comment. Hit that thumbs up button, and tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend, man. So let's do something different today. Let's do something great today because we're going to win some money today because we got plays out the ass ready to go. But let's hit that like button. Let's set records. Let's set records of how many likes we can get today. So everybody, if you can, if you're listening right now, if you got a buddy right next to you, listening to another podcast, trying to get the plays, trying to get the likes, trying to get the leans to get you in, get your money in good, tell him to subscribe, tell him to hit the like button. Let's fucking go. It is NFL Week 3, and it's time to recollect, man. We had a great day on the pod on Friday. The college podcast. My guy B Diddy's on his way. The homie C Sharp gave us some gems as well. So make sure you guys check that out. That comes on Fridays. I want to say around like 5 o'clock because it's recorded, it's not live. So make sure you guys go check that show out. If you're not following Money Pop Podcast on YouTube, please follow Money Pop Podcast on YouTube. Hit another same game parlay banger, 8-1. JMU with the outright win. Ugh, I love it. I love it. If you didn't follow, that's two same game parlays in a row. Actually, 2 days in a row because we hit it Thursday and we hit it. Saturday. We hit it Thursday and we hit it Saturday. Woo, boy! I'm telling you, man. If you not follow me, you need to follow me wherever I'm at on the internet, right? You know what I mean? You need to follow me wherever I'm at on the internet, on all social media platforms, because I just feel it sometimes. I do a little research. I don't have time to go run and post and send videos and this and that. I just want to put up the plays for you guys to look at and listen. Now, I'm not going to win them all, but it feels real fucking good when you win and you win consistently. So I just want to make sure you guys know that for future reference. All right, let's do a quick recap of Week 2, NFL Week 2. So I gave out 4 props, official props. We said a lot of plays, a lot of leans, a lot of likes, a lot of teasers, stuff like that. But the 4 official props that I had actually put out on the show, the ones that I said I'm putting my money on, we went 2 for 2. B Diddy had 3 team 10-point teasers. He went 1 for 1. So we were even, probably a little bit down because you got to pay a little bit juice for some of those plays. So between the two of us, we were probably down a unit. But compared to the masses, it was blood in the streets, NFL Week 2. So we're happy that you're back. We're glad that you're back. And we're excited to get going for Week 3 for the NFL slate of our best bets, our props, parlays, teasers, all the above. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the NFL lines. We're going to do Week 3. We're going to get right into it, man. Riding solo, riding dolo for now. But we will get this thing popping. Let me bring up the book. Oh yeah, we got a new little sponsor here, man. Shout out to Fan Up. Fan Up is one of the best not one of the best, but one of the best looking apps that I've seen in a long time, especially if you're big into fantasy. I know DraftKings and FanDuels. Yo, you know how many bots are on those things? Like it's insane how that's become more like bot and like AI type stuff. You got people putting in hundreds of plays and teams, and it just kind of washes you out. So FanUp is a great way to get money for your fantasy lineups. Check out Willie Vegas, man. Willie Vegas is really good on those fantasy plays, man. So we got to get Vegas on here, man. We got to get Willie back on the show, man. He's been on here a couple times. Motherfucker sleeps through everything though, man. So we're gonna get Willie back on here, man. So let me bring my book down. Let me get the plays locked in, man. Let's get this thing started, man, because that's what you guys are here for. That's what we want. So we're going to be using I'm using DraftKings today. Yeah, we're using DraftKings today for the book. All right. NFL Week 3, baby. Let's get it popping. All right. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Indianapolis Colts. The Chiefs are laying 5.5. Total is 50.5. Pittman Jr. is playing. Leonard is out. So I do like a play here. I do like a prop play here. I feel like this line should be higher. And I think this line is sitting here the way it is because of the Colts have to give an all-out effort here. They're 0-1-1 right now. So the Colts have to give out an all-out effort in this game. I just don't think they have enough defensively, offensively. It looks like Matt Ryan was not the answer, and it even looks like we can question Frank Wright as a coach at this point. He's had back-to-back coaches, so he probably get fired if they don't turn this around quickly. I could see him getting fired here. This year. So the one play I do like, I looked at this history of this team, and I noticed that this team, the Colts have given up some easy points and easy yards to tight ends. So the guy, the guy tight end himself, Kelsey, Travis Kelsey's on the KC. So this is going to be an official play for me, my first official play of the day. I'm going to go with Kelsey, and I'm going to go over his yards. His yards, I think, are sitting at 70.5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, there we go. Oh, shit, jumped up. Damn. 71.5. Yeah, you know what? Let me pop that bet in right now. Hold on, because these lines be moving. You know what I mean? These lines be cooking, man. If you can find it at a different book, go ahead and let me know if you can find it in a different book. But I like Kelsey over here. 7.5. Because you look at OJ Howard had 2 touchdowns. I think he had 38 yards. Ingram had like 58 yards on 7 catches. So Leonard being out is hurting this defense, the middle of this defense. And you know how Kelsey is, right? He's matchup proof. Doesn't matter. I think Kelsey goes off in this game and has one and has a game today. Let me put this bet in right now though, because I don't like that line jumped up. I'm gonna check a different book real quick. I mean, I got to put this money in, dog. Like, I know y'all like, oh man, we need more plays, but when the line starts to shift, because when I looked at this was a yard higher, and you got to understand for prop bets with these receiving yards and stuff like that, once they start ticking up, like that might get to 72 or 73 by kickoff. Yeah, it's 72.5 on another book. So if you like that play, lock that in right now. I'm locking it in right now on DraftKings with 71.5. I have obviously a lean here to KC. KC's obviously the better team. I just don't like that line. That line looks just weird to me. And I'm looking on the book now, like, look, it literally just dropped. So let's go back real quick. Let me go back. It was 5.5 when I opened up the show. It dropped. That means money's coming on a dog. And that I don't like. That's just weird to me that money's coming on a dog like that. So that's a stay away for me for now. I mean, you could do it in a teaser, right? You can tease KC down, which I think will be a lot of plays for a lot of people. But I think that I like I like this play right here. Fuck, where's the receiving yards on my phone? All right, here we go. Sorry, man, I got to put this bet in. Fuck that. Got to get this money while it's hot. All right, plays in. Fuck that. All right, next game. Buffalo Bills. I don't know if we want to get in front of this train. I got a great side on this one though. Buffalo Bills traveling down to Florida, Miami. I don't know what's the weather like down there, man. Because isn't there a hurricane coming? Like, what's the deal in Miami with the weather? Let's look that up. NFL weather. Um, Buffalo versus Miami. Anybody know? Yeah, like here it is right here. Weather could be bad. Huge game. Blah, 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 blah. Thunderstorms and spots is what the at Hard Rock Stadium, especially if there's delays. So be careful in this play right here. Be real careful in this play. I think that I do like Miami in this play. Now, I've been a big proponent about not getting in front of this train, this Buffalo train and Josh Allen. But I do like Miami on the side. I thought this number was at 6.5, but I do like Miami on the side. I think that the weather obviously will be a factor, but the biggest factor is Buffalo's defense. They're starting two rookie cornerbacks. They lost both their starting safeties. One's out for the year and the other one's out. And then their best defense interior lineman is out as well, Oliver. I saw a lot to lose. So it's really just Buffalo going to be really outscoring people. And Miami's defense is not bad. Howard is playing, so that's an uptick. I think Miami actually might win this game outright if they play. I know that's a lot to say, but and then Miami's coming off such a high win in that comeback victory of the Ravens, and Tua's coming off such a high, but the spot is still good for Miami to me. It really is. It really is really good for me, and I think this defense is going to have some trouble stopping this offense. So I have another side here. I like Waddles. Look, do the Waddle. So we're going to go Waddle over his receiving yards. Damn, these Jones are ticking up. This Jones was at 62. I got to put this bet in too. My bad, y'all. These plays. So the one thing about being a good capper and better, like once you have your edge and once you have your plays and your number, bet them right away. Bet them right away. Do not wait. Like I'm waiting right now. This is ridiculous. Put this bet in right now too. Fuck that. But I like Waddle over his 63.5. I think that obviously a lot of attention when Tyreek gains and Waddle's going to get get his. But with these two receivers, man, with what's his name? What Cooper Kupp did from the slot to Buffalo as well. Cooper Kupp does it to everybody. But I think Waddle gets loose. I think this offense gets going again. I don't think Buffalo's defense is going to be able to slow them down. And like you said, the vice versa for the other side. But I think weather permitting, it could change that. So I think that we're going to go with Jalen Waddle here over. And I did like Tua over 1.5 touchdowns today as well. But with the weather kind of be iffy, I'm going to lay off that for now because I don't know about the weather. So just make sure if you like anything in this play, we check the weather report. But I do like Waddle over that 60. I had it at 62.5. And I definitely like Miami. I like Miami here as well. So these are all the plays that I like here. I'm putting on the right. These are two. So you know what? I'll put money where I put money. All right, we'll just put $10 here. I'll put money where I put money. I'm going to put money on this right now. This is probably going to be a teaser play for me. I think I'm going to tease these guys up. So let me write that down. I'm going to put them in one leg of a teaser. So plus 4.5. All right. Let's keep the train going, man. Let's keep it going. Keep the comments coming. Keep the likes coming. I will get back to your comments and all that stuff as we keep going. So I just want to get you. I want to get you the number because as you see, the number's changing as we're talking right now. Right. This was 70.5 when we came on the pod. This was 5.5 when we came on the pod. This was 62.5 when we came on the pod. So I want to make sure we get the best side of the number that we can. Always shop around on different books, but I looked at a couple different spots, and these numbers are already higher in other books. So we're going to stick with DraftKings for now. All right. The game of damn near the week that we are looking for. Can't wait for this to start. Your Philadelphia Eagles going down to FedEx bullshit stadium down in Washington. This line is -6. Total is 47.5. And it goes right into our poll question of the day. Poll question of the day is, and the line's already dropped, the Philadelphia Eagles will cover this -6.5 spread, now 6, versus the Washington Commanders. Agree or disagree? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, if you're out there. Let me know what you think about this poll question, man. Do you guys think that the Eagles are going to cover this spread? And I'll tell you what I think. All right. Let me copy this. All right. I'm going to disagree to the poll. Psych! Like, yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to bust their ass. I really do. It's always tough to play down in Washington. I think that I think the thing about this game is that it's going to be styles always make matchups, as they say. And the way our offense is clicking right now, the way Jalen Hurts is playing right now, I'm not sure if Washington Commanders secondary can handle that. Right? I don't think they can slow. I don't think they're going to be able to slow this passing attack down, which is crazy for me to say about Jalen Hurts' passing attack. But I honestly don't think they're going to be able to slow him down. And I don't think they're going to slow A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown has a big day today. And let's get into that bet right quick. You know what I mean? Let's look at that bet before that line changes. So I'm going with A.J. Brown over his receptions. He's hit this in the last 2 games already. And it was interesting that, well, he hit this in no, it's still there, plus 110. He had 5 last game in a blowout win. I call that a blowout win last game because Vikings did absolutely nothing. And then the game before, we all know he had like 10 catches. The connection is going to stay alive. I think he has anywhere from low end 5, high end 8 catches today. I'm going to put him right in the middle, right there around 6 or 7 catches. He probably will score, but their secondary is terrible. Their secondary is so bad over there in Washington. So I think we're going to have some success in the air today. And I believe A.J. Brown will be leading that charge. He's the guy. He's the man here. He's going to get at least 3 or 4 easy, right? And it's just we're going to keep feeding him. Going to keep feeding the beast. So give me a little A.J. Brown over receptions, 5.5. Gotta love plus EV money too as well. So let me lock that in too, because I don't got time to be messing with y'all, and he's not getting his money. So let me lock that Jonah in too. So what to do about this side here on the Eagles? I would think I would put them in another teaser. I don't think Washington's going to beat us. I think they'll make it close. Washington always plays us tough. It is an NFC matchup. It's been a long time since anybody got blown out in this game. But I like I like us in a teaser here, just to win the game. So that's going to be my other play of the day. So what we'll do here is we'll take this out because you guys got that play. I'll put them back. We got to take this out, and we'll take this out. And we'll have Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll hit the teaser play. A little bit of juice, though, minus 120. Right. And then we'll get one plus one. Actually, we'll get plus 10.5 on the Dolphins. Eagles to win outright. I think that's a decent play there. And then Eagles. Damn, we starting off hot in the beginning, man. Play after play after play. That's going to be an official play for me. Eagles and Miami. Ooh. You think they cover today, Jimmy? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. That's not a bad bet, right? The line's taking a hit. It was at 6.5. I'm not mad at you. My only question is that our defense is better than their defense, in my opinion. So I don't think that I don't think they cover today. But I do like him in the teaser because I think Jim. Do you think the Eagles are going to win? Like I think the Eagles are going to win. You know what I mean? So I got the Eagles winning this game. But I love the prop. I love the AJ Brown over. So let's re-add that prop in there. Love this prop today. Russian. Where is it at? Love this prop. Love this over 5.5. I don't know. So I think this is still here. The market hasn't caught up. So this really should be 6.5. The market hasn't caught up because of Jalen's ability to run the ball. And if you look at his running prop, his rushing prop is 53.5. Right. This is almost like when my guy C Sharp says, almost an auto bet because he's going to take off. He's going to run. But we've seen him almost like he's running. He's taking off when he sees. But I think that he's going to have so much. They're going to have so much separation, so much space that I think he walks into 250 yards passing. What's his passing prop? Look at some more Jalen Hurts. 240, 243, 240, I'm sorry, 239. How does he not walk into this? Right? That's like with this, how bad as this secondary has been. How does he not walk into this? Every team that Washington's played from Detroit, who did they play game one? Who did Washington play game one? Because I know St. Brown had a day against them, right? Then somebody else, the Jags. Kurt had a day against them. Zay Jones, like both receivers are going off against Washington. You know, and they gave up 4 touchdowns last game. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it, Jimmy. Stop it. All right. Oh, just in time. They call him Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up, man? Happy Sunday.
What's up? What's good, man?
Another day of victories, another day of getting money.
Yes.
See how
Another
we
day
did
of
yesterday.
victories and another day of getting money. I like how you said that.
How about this? Let's make sure that these guys are tuning into our Saturday show.
Oh my God. Yo, college has started off on something hot, something crazy. First, it was C Sharp going 6-0, and then it rubbed off on me. Pause. Yesterday, and I went on fire too. And I gave out a free 8-1 same game parlay. I mean, not same game parlay, but parlay with JMU. JMU with the outright win.
That was a good one.
I'm so mad at Arkansas, though. Oh, Arkansas. They hit the top of the post. That was another one that should have been a winner. That was another dog that should have won.
I
Terrible.
look back. I think the at least definitely my plays. It was let's see, 3 for 5 and 2 for 3 for the teaser
Yeah,
bets. Yeah, so
yeah, man. So
we're shooting well above what you're supposed to be shooting. So jump on the train while you can, guys. Um, like we said on Saturday, the goal is to kind of be the long run, right, and being over about 55%. Well, we're shooting well in the 70s and 80%. So tune into our Saturday show.
facts, facts. The Saturday show will be live with College Pod, and we're off. And that's how I started the show. The momentum from Saturday is just going to just going to ride into Sunday, and we're just going to have money week in and week out. I mean, so make sure y'all out there, man. I said we want to break the record for likes and comments, so keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let's go. Let's get back into the games though. So we're on Philly and Washington Commanders. I love this prompt here. B Diddy with 5.5. AJ Brown. I think he walks into that. Hurts. I think this is a good prompt. I just don't like from what we've seen from Hurts. I just don't understand how he would just all of a sudden have this fall off game where he's back to throwing 200 yards a game. I like something's got to happen for him to do that, and that's either he's getting sacked a lot, or we're just running the ball so well he doesn't have to pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't see that in his game flow, just because everybody knows that the weakness of this Washington team is their secondary, and we've seen number one receivers go off week after week against them. And I don't see any different of Brown doing that. So I like his over in his receptions. I actually do like total yards over for Hurts right here. He's hit this in both games so far, over 300 total yards. So this is kind of a little bit of protection. If you don't like that 53.5 rushing yards, this is some protection right here with the over, the 297 of total yards pass and rush. So if you like that play, I think that's a pretty strong play as well.
Well, so just be mindful.
Yeah.
The weather might be a stamp into the game at 1 o'clock. I think we're expecting rain, so it might be some wet rain. So you might want to probably just think about that a little bit before you make that play. But
Which one?
I would say the Hurts total over. I know he probably should still get there, but if the weather gets a little crazy, it's probably gonna be harder to pass and catch the ball. I would probably more lean on a run game. And
Yeah.
his team total. I mean, his prop to go over his rushing yards.
Yeah, his prop is 53.
Yeah, I mean, he averages over 53 anyway. So just imagine if it's raining, it gets a little sloppy out there. I'm assuming we're supposed to get some rain in the forecast at some point in the game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I have no problem with this prop at all. It's 53.5. If this is an auto back for most people, or just I'm gonna play it until it loses.
Mm-hmm.
I got no problem with that. Just not my side of it. That defensive line is pretty decent. Does that matter against Hurts? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. When he goes against a pretty stout defensive line, because they haven't been really ran on. They haven't faced anybody who's a running quarterback either. So we'll see. It should be a good matchup. It should be good on good with our offensive line versus their defensive line. So
yeah, the prop I like in this game is Miles Sanders over rushing yards, possibly even rushing attempts. Yeah, it's just a small play. I don't really go too crazy on my player props. So if anything, it's like a half a unit. But I like Miles Sanders. Eagles continue to hand the ball off at a high rate. I think it's about 52% of the time of their plays they're running the ball. I mean, that includes obviously Jalen Hurts, taking some of those run plays away. But Miles Sanders remains to be the bell cow. He's kind of showing you, as you've been talking all summer about Mr. I'm gonna put a Mr. Sanders behind his name and respect what he's been doing. But
man, ain't nobody worried about Sanders. I'm happy he's doing his thing, man.
He's been on the field about 40% of the plays. He's averaged over
Mr. Miles Sanders
63 yards in both of them games, 96 in game 1, 80 yards in game 2. So he's averaged about 55.9 per carry.
Yeah.
So I like to sprinkle a half a unit as a play because my player props are usually not that big unless I know something's happening.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that'll be a small sprinkle play.
So I do like the play. I'm not mad at it, and the reason why I like the play is because he seems to be the closer at the end of the games. You know, when they're up and they're winning, he seems to close out the games, and that's where you're going to find that break, right? Where on the fourth quarter, defense is tired. You know, the game's almost over, and then he breaks one for like 40 yards to really kind of put the nail in the coffin. So I like this. I do like this play. I think I was on. I remember you on week 1. You told me. I said, what did I say? I said Miles Sanders anytime touchdown. You're like, oh, now you want to bet him. Now you want to bet him after all that shit you were talking. Now you want to bet him. Hey,
Yeah,
man,
I just thought it was highly disrespectful.
all right, Jake, man, I see long shot parlay. We got Goddard over 48.5, Devontae over 48.5, Gainwell over 12.5. So that Gainwell is a little scary there. Sanders over 8.5, Brown and Scott anytime touchdown. Man, that's a big. What's that payout, Jake? That's got to be almost like 20-1.
Just factor in the weather, guys.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. If I was breaking this one down real quick, I would take off Gainwell. I would take off Scott, touchdown. And I would take off Goddard. So I would bring it down to 3. I would do Devontae over his yards, Sanders over his receiving yards, and Brown anytime touchdown. So that's how I would look at that play if that was me. All right. You got anything else on this game, or are you good?
On the game itself?
Yeah. Any other plays, sides?
Besides the Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So I have him in a teaser. I have them in a teaser with Miami.
Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of putting them in a teaser for sure. Yeah. I like to get them down to a pick. Yeah.
Yeah. I like them in a teaser with teasing Miami up to 10.5. That's definitely gonna be a play.
Okay. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I definitely like the Eagles in the teaser for sure. So
Yeah.
get them at a pick or to a win. I think that's an easy play there. So yeah, you can throw them in a teaser play.
All right, let's keep it moving. Anything you got on these 2 games? Got any plays on this? I already gave out some plays for these.
I don't know. As long as the weather doesn't open up before 1:00, I would go, and I always usually sprinkle. It's probably 1 or 2 games I find first score time frame. So if there's I don't know, I got to look at what it is. Give me 1 second. But if it's a score before first 6.5 minutes of the game, I'd like a score early. So
yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with this game with the hurricane coming down in Florida. So
well, I ain't gonna hit here by 1, but I don't know if the weather's gonna hit by 1.
Okay.
If I look outside by 1:00 and it's pouring down in DC, or I look at the pregame, it's pouring down in DC, then I wouldn't step on it. If it's still clear, maybe just cloudy overcast, I like this game to be like, I like that first drive, either Washington or the Philadelphia Eagles, to be getting down the field and scoring within that time frame.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Miami and Buffalo game. But okay.
No. I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I'll give you that number in a second, and then I'll let them know that'll be like a prop bet.
Right. All right. Next game, while you're looking for that, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the New York Jets. Cincy is favorite -6. Total is 45.5. This is a stay away game for me. Cincy looks like it's really having the Super Bowl blues. Nothing's really changed. Burrow's getting sacked again. The Jets are coming off that comeback behind win last week. This looks like almost like you should just be betting Cincy blind, but I can't trust Cincinnati. I definitely don't trust the Jets, but I can't trust Cincinnati to go to MetLife Stadium and get a win just because they've been so bad. But this is a must-win game for Cincy. They cannot start the season 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just can't. Shout out to homie Jim, AJ Brown, first touchdown. Not my play.
So the prop for that game is under 6 minutes. So it's either yes or no. Will the score be made under 6 minutes or over 6 minutes? I would go yes. There will be a score within 6 minutes. That is playing at minus 105 right now, what I see. And there's also a couple little props I've been popping up lately in this year is that first offensive play, a rush or a pass. So I'm 2 for 2 on that over the last 2 times I've made that. And I'll give that out later on in the show for sure.
Okay. You have any side on this game, the Cincy?
No, the Cincy game I've kind of stayed away too. Cincy going to show me that they're who they should be or who we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to win this game. Like you said, this is a must-win for them early in the season. But then again, they're going up into New York, so they're on the road. The Jets coming off a huge win and momentum from last week. So this will be a tough one. This one for me was a stay away, but it was still surprising that line, I believe, was what, 6.5?
It was 6.5. It dropped.
Yeah, I mean it's 6 now. I mean that's still surprising. I think that's a little over, right? I think if I was a leaning anywhere, I'll go to Jets. They've showed me that they're a fighting team, and the Cincinnati Bengals have showed me that they don't know. They look lost. Right. They lost to Cooper Rush. Let's put that out there.
Facts.
They lost to Cooper Rush. So if anything, I would probably. The line's telling you Bengals, though. The line is saying Bengals win.
Yeah, the line is definitely telling Bengals.
That's why I got to stay away because I got to see more from Cincinnati, and I think the Jets are a fighting team. The Jets are probably the 2020, 21, 2019, 20 Detroit Lions. Like they're not good enough, but they're just fighting team.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, next game. Hold on. I saw something in here. I got you, Jimmy. Let's see real quick. What do you guys think of this parlay? Hurts anytime score, Brown anytime score, Carson two touchdowns throw, and Washington to cover.
Come on, man. Stop it. He lost me on that last piece.
So I'm guessing that 2 touchdowns is 1.5 over his touchdown prop. It's hard not to back our secondary, but they have a good receiving core too.
Are y'all not looking at the biggest takeaway from here? How come I'm not seeing Carson Wentz to throw interception prop?
So I saw that prop, but it was minus 170.
Okay, throw that in one of those parlays.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right, so here you go. We're gonna do what B Diddy said, Jimmy. We're gonna take the Hurts anytime touchdown since you like that.
That's a good one.
The Brown anytime touchdown, which I think is another good one. And then we're gonna add, if you can, I don't know if you can add it, but if you can, add the Carson to throw a pick. And do those 3. I think you're good right there.
What's Quez Watkins total? What's Quez Watkins yards?
What, touchdown?
No, yards.
Quez is, let's go back. It's got to be like 30 something, I bet. Damn, 19.
Go get it. He's their deep threat. He's their field stretcher.
Wow.
I mean, if you're looking for opportunity, some of these things are a little tough to go by. Not saying it's not going to happen, but AJ Brown. Did AJ Brown score last week?
No, he had a quiet day, and
that's what I'm saying. So it's like I think it's going to be one of those games where, depending on what the matchups are, and then how efficient we're running the football, it's going to be if AJ's going to be able to go off. So you're banking on him scoring. I don't know if that's true or not. I think Hurts scores because he has his running threat. He's a dual threat.
Let me see if I can put it together real quick. Brown. Can we put that in there? Yeah, it's not letting me parlay those.
I mean, you figure AJ Brown's going to get his targets, right? So what's his over 5.5?
Yeah, I love that 5.5.
Right. So
that's where I'm at with the 5.5.
So you can go to 5.5.
So hold on, let me Do Brown. But I don't. Let me see. These receptions, you can't do receptions in same game parlays.
Mm.
Boom, boom, boom. And it's kind of what bookies using what they allow. They're not always going to allow that. So yeah, they're not even letting me allow the. He could do it on FanDuel. FanDuel might allow it, but I don't see. I just see rushing yards and receptions, and anytime touchdowns and points. Total points. I don't see anything else in terms of the receptions and stuff. Because usually when you hit the same game parlay, it stacks it up for you. So that's all good. But no, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? I looked at the interceptions, but it was just too much juice to play it. So I left it off. All right, next game. We got the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota. Minnesota is favored by -6. Total is 52.5. Tell me how Detroit doesn't win this game, bro. I was looking at this Minnesota Vikings team, and I'm like, this team should be good. I mean, we expect this team to be a playoff team. But in my head, I'm just thinking, like, who did they beat? Obviously, they lost to us and an ass whooping. But they also beat Green Bay, who looks like shit. So they really didn't beat anybody yet in my head. So how good is this Minnesota Vikings team? And we're going to find out against Detroit. But I'm not sure how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I like the dog here. I really do. I like the dog here. And when I say I like the dog, I like that motherfucking money line, baby. I think they went outright. I mean, we've all keep saying that this Detroit team is for real.
Hold on. We all?
No, I'm not included in that conversation.
Oh, okay. Because I think it was B Diddy that said, "Hey,
noise."
Let's roll the tapes back."
Detroit Lions. I'm not.
B Diddy told y'all since July. I said, "Yo, watch out for Detroit." And I took Detroit week 1 against the Birds.
Against the Birds. Man, they shouldn't have. That was a fluke.
Nah, it wasn't. Fluke. It was what it was supposed to be.
Fluke. He's not supposed to catch that touchdown over Slay. Slay just missed the ball. It was a fluke. They were down by almost 20 points in that game. I ain't trying to hear that shit. But they did bust that ass against the Commanders last week.
They did.
So I do like the dog here. I mean, now obviously you want to play, if you want to play it safe, take the points. Take the points. This is a gamble, right? They're +6 and +200 for a reason, because they're not supposed to win this game, right? The Minnesota Vikings at home is notoriously over years. Doesn't matter what coach, who's quarterback, they've always been good at home.
It's hard place.
Zimmer's record has been amazing. Remember when they went outside and played the University of Minnesota? If you look at their home record in that year outside of the dome, still good. They're just a good home team. They always have been. This is an NFC East, NFC North divisional game. It's a big-time game, but I like Detroit here, man. I think they win outright, and I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of money on this money line here, bro.
So I will say this. I think Minnesota, the line is right. Well, the line is there. It hasn't moved even the way Detroit's been playing. Minnesota's got embarrassed on, Monday Night Football. I think they want to bounce back here, especially against Detroit. I do like Detroit with the points there because I think they fight to the end. You might get that backdoor cover, but I don't make that play. What I'm going to do is just take team total over for Detroit, and that's over 23.5. If you can line shop and get a little bit lower, I would go over that. But I think this game gets up a little bit. I think the way the defense that I saw last week on Monday against the Eagles, that the Minnesota Vikings is playing, that little soft cover two zone.
Yeah, that's not going to work against Detroit.
That's not going to work against Detroit.
Yeah.
And another thing, I think they're going to rely heavy on the run game. Another play. So my play is already in. Is Detroit's team total over?
Oh, so that's
a play. That's an official play. Also, I do like, if you like game props, I like first offensive play for this game to be a run play. I think both teams lead and start by their running game. I don't see a play action or anything like that. If Detroit was home, maybe Minnesota being home, I think they go right at hand the ball off to Dalvin, and I think Detroit hands the ball off to Swift on that very first play. That might be a little juice. I seen 140, but I like that there.
So the Detroit team total over, you said, was 23.5.
I got at 23.5 last night.
I like that play. That's a nice play. That's a nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
Nice spot. And what was the other play you had? You had score in the
first offensive snap would be a rush.
Oh, for Detroit.
For the game. So
Okay.
First play, either team, very first offensive play to be a run play.
Rush. I like that. 2 rushing teams too. So and then you had the first team a team to score in the first 6 minutes.
That was in the Eagles game.
Of the Eagles game.
Mm-hmm.
And those are your 3 plays so far, right?
Those are plays. Yep, official plays.
All right, cool. Because now remember, when you say official plays, we just want to make sure there are things that we like, there are things that we see, but where we put the money is when we say that, like, this is the play, this is our play, then that's what it means. So for me, it's Kelsey over his receiving yards. It's Waddle over his receiving yards, and a 2-team teaser with the Eagles and Miami. So far.
That's your play, right?
Yeah.
I do like the Eagles in the teaser. I don't know if I like with the Miami Dolphins, but I do like them with something else for sure. And that Eagles first score in the 6 minutes is all depending on the rain. So that won't happen. I won't put that play in until kickoff. So I see that it's not sloppy or rainy out there. If it's dry, I like the game to get really exciting early. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of Eagle fans in Washington. This is going to be an exciting game. Carson Wentz, they're going to try to put him in a position to possibly, spark a plug. So.
Oh, no Harrison Smith too? Don, you from Detroit too, man. What's up? You know what I mean? You a Detroit boy? Y'all, you don't feel good about coming into this game? Got to. Bill says Vikings need to win. Cook has a big. I agree. The Lions are good, but this game's a stay away. That's cool. That's fine. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? You trust in what your eyes are telling you and what you feel in the game. And if you have done any research, you're trusting that. To me, it's just the game flow of this game and the way I've seen Detroit play so far. I think they're still being. I think in this line is telling me this is an overreaction to what the Eagles did to this Minnesota Vikings, because this Minnesota Vikings was supposed to be touted to be. Once we saw what they did and how they beat Green Bay, they immediately became the favorite of this division, and they immediately became a favorite in the NFC because they beat a bad Green Bay team. And I think that's an overreaction. I think this line actually should be more like -4 or maybe -3.5, probably more close to the -4. And I think there's value on the dog here with +6. And the reason why I say there's value on the dog here is because I think that the dog could win outright. So I'm getting greedy and taking the money line. I'm springing a little bit on the money line at 2-1. But the play, if you're going to play it for you guys out there, if I was going to advise anybody, I would take the points. I would do the +6, which can protect your investment. And I love B. Diddy's play, right? He's over with the 23.5, right? He liked the money's already placed on the 23.5. So when you think about the 23.5, they're going to score 24 points. That means that, do you think that the Vikings are going to score 30 points to cover? I don't think so.
So I think that, like I said, this is a game I don't know. Like, is it between a total and a spread? This is more of a stay away. I think everybody thinks it's going to be an over game. This is a big tell game for the Philadelphia Eagles too, right? This kind of let us know, like, damn, we smack around Washington, and then Minnesota comes and handles Detroit. Like, this Philadelphia Eagles team is the real deal. The way they play defense, how they approaching games. So this is a big game for both. I think, like I said, this is a litmus test for Minnesota to bounce back. I do see this as being a bounce back game. I like the points on Detroit's side because I think they fight, and I think it might be a backdoor. So I'm not saying Detroit outright wins because I don't know. The line's telling me Minnesota, but I do see the backdoor opening possibility. Or you want to throw Detroit in some teasers, you should be safe on that game. But for me, my play was Detroit over 23.5.
Yeah. Before you go, I forgot. Let's not forget we had actually played last week with Cousins throwing 2 picks right to us. Not to mention he just gave up a goosey and the 7 later boys. Yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles are concerned about the second half, but Cousins throwing us 2 picks. That's on Cousins, right? Like there weren't like people think like turnovers are lucky. Like he threw the ball up. You know what I mean? And then Slay in the back on the back of the end zone, it was a forced play by Cousins, but Slay still made a good play. Now the post where Slay played the route for him because Slay's a good player and he didn't fall for it. So
How about the other 3 that he dropped? What are we talking about?
yeah,
I
like
thought for a second I thought Slay was playing for the Vikings. It was a moment in the game. I thought 2 to 3 series. I thought Slay was a wide receiver for the Vikings. So it was a lot of pressure from the defensive front. The blitzing that we were kind of confusing Kirk Cousins. He really was lost. The coach went up to Kirk Cousins like, "Bro, what are you doing?" But Kirk on prime time is terrible, and I think that's always has been. For some reason, I forgot to put that in my analytics before that game. I forgot all about the prime time game for Kirk Cousins, or I would have been all over the Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, you know,
I know.
gotta give credit to the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles. If we can carry this into Washington, that's why I think this game is huge for me because I really want to see how we respond after a big victory. After now the hype is really on us. The numbers change toward us being a Super Bowl contending team. It's like, all right, can we follow this up? And then, but one thing I did notice in the conference, the first thing that Jalen Hurts says, I think the question was to Jalen was, how did he feel about how great his offense did that, throughout the game? He said, I can tell you what I didn't like, right? And the first thing he said was the second half. He wasn't happy about the second half. So that lets me know mentally that he's in the right place. He wants to get better. He went in the locker room. They had him pregame, and at the end of the game in the locker room, he kind of was like, still like, hey, we got a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning. So he's a born leader. So hopefully, follow his path.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next game we have the Baltimore Ravens going down to New England. Baltimore Ravens are now favorite -3. Total is 45. This line was at 2.5. The Ravens should have won the game. Obviously, they played a prevent defense in the second half, and Miami came back and stole the game from them. And there is no Myers for the Patriots. Myers is out for this game. This line was at 2.5 when I started to pop. Now it's ticked up to 3. And J.K. Dobbins, whatever that means in terms of his usage, is active for this game as well. I mean, is it just because it's Belichick, it's New England in New England and Foxborough? Like Washington's line should be like 3.5 -4 even. Like I feel like this Raven team is a lot better than this New England team, who still has a very vanilla offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like Baltimore here. The line do have me a little nervous, but I do like the Ravens. Like you said, last week was more of a fluke. Them allowing Miami to score 28 points in the fourth quarter. That was just that doesn't happen. I'm sure it's not going to happen on a Harbaugh ran team again, probably ever. Yeah. So I'm sure they feel some type of way. They're going to bring that into New England. But Bill Belichick, I'm sure he's going to be dissecting that fourth quarter to figure out what was going on, to try to, at least expose a little bit of Baltimore there too. But Baltimore's getting a little healthy. They're getting Dobbins back. He's a big impact to that offense. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I don't know how many carries he will get, but he's definitely a big impact. And then, like you said, Myers is out. I think there's other few injuries too for the Patriots. Maybe you might want to look at the over here, 243.5.
Let's look at the team totals, I guess.
I think I see Baltimore at 23.
Is it 23?
For team total? Mm-hmm.
23.5. And the Patriots are 21.5. I like this under. There's such a vanilla offense. And it's going to be just Aguilar and Hunter Henry on this Baltimore defense that's getting healthier. They just signed JPP too.
Mm-hmm.
I like this under here. I would definitely lean
team total under Patriots.
For Patriots, yeah. I can see a 24, like 20 type game. You know what I mean? I don't know what the weather is in New England, but I like this under here. I definitely like this under. What's the under first half? first half. Yeah, I'm gonna write that one down as a lean. I didn't have that on my thing, but I like the under 21 first half New England.
70% of the money is on Baltimore here,
Of course, it should be.
-3.
It should be. Why should it be? New England still they're not a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They have no offensive explosiveness. They have nothing on offense. They're just a game managing type team, grounded out. Hopefully you make a mistake and they can capitalize. A lot of field goals in this game.
So I do see that as a couple of defensive backs for Baltimore that's been questionable going into the game. So
yeah, but does that scare you? Do you think?
Well, the biggest one is their left tackle Ronnie Staley's out.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
So that does scare me. So not saying they didn't have all week to prepare, but that's big for me. The defensive backs maybe not so much because I don't think they're going to really stretch the field as in New England, but New England defense is tough too. You know what I mean? I'm sure they'll figure out a way to kind of like slow down as much as they can, Lamar. But
yeah,
I still like if you can get under 2.5 here, if you can buy half a point, that'll be the best play for you. Baltimore,
yeah, it was at a half. It was at minus 2.5.
Baltimore 2.5. I would go that route. If you can get that 2.5 again, I will go that route.
Yeah. Right.
Don't go crazy, but
yeah, like I said, it's a lean. It's a lean. It's not an official play, but it's a lean for sure. All right, next game we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Tennessee. Raiders are favored by -2. Totals 45.5. I don't have a play on this game.
Yeah,
I don't know what these teams are. I know Jacobs has been sick. Not the rumor, but the word is he's been sick. So not sure how much a factor he is going to be or if he's even going to play. Tennessee obviously is just a mess. I would probably lean to the home dog here. See how short the line is here. There's a lot of question marks of as much as good as this Raiders team was supposed to be. It doesn't look like they are. And Tennessee has that obviously King Henry, who's a formula to kind of beat this team. I think Tennessee has a formula to beat the Raiders here. So I would lean to the dog. I would lean to the Tennessee Titans. No play for me though.
Yeah, I don't have a play here. It's like you said, 2-0-2 teams, two teams that we don't know. Their identity seems to be stolen ultimately right now for the first 2 weeks. And then there's a lot of injuries for both teams. I think Tennessee's ruled out, but they lost Tyler Lewan also, which is their tackle. And then at the same time, Raiders has lost Hunter Renfrow, Denzel Perryman. It's just a bunch of different injuries on both sides. If anything, maybe you want to lean the under here. But
not bad,
I don't have no play. I don't have no play here.
Yeah, me neither. All right, next game. New Orleans Saints traveling to Carolina. I'm sorry. I took the New England Saints. New Orleans Saints traveling to Carolina Panthers. New Orleans favored by -2.5. Total is 41. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Winston to come on the camera and just say, I broke my back. I'm just waiting for him to say something crazy like that. You're talking to him. What do you say? Where's the pain? Pain's all over.
Pain's all over. It's pain. That boy crazy.
It's all over. I have no play on this game. Two bum teams looking for a win. That's looking like the Baker experiment is not happening. Feel bad for Matt Rowe because I like him as a coach. But I would lean New Orleans. I think Kamara is playing, but I can't trust Winston with the injuries that he has. So it's a no play for me.
Yeah, I didn't really have a play here too. I think this one's going to be more of a tight battle. But for some reason I just can't. The veteran team is New Orleans. But I'm off this game too.
All right. Sure. Next game. Houston and Chicago. Damn, just both like 3 games right in a row, just bum games. Houston Texans traveling to Chicago. Chicago's favored by -3. Total is 39. Yeah, this is a no game, no play for me. If anything, maybe we find something with your 3-team 10-point teaser and tease the total up. But I don't want to even touch this game. I would lean to Chicago. I thought I saw something about Mills being hurt, David Mills for the quarterback being hurt, but I couldn't confirm that because that was going to be a no play regardless of me. And I would lean to the under. 39 still too high for these two teams.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are my teasers is going under here too. So I do have like some teasers for the totals.
All right.
So it'll be, you know,
All right, next game we got the Jacksonville Jags going to LA, race the Chargers. Chargers are a favorite, -3.5. Total is 42.5. This line is sitting like this because of Herbert. So the word is Herbert has broken cartilage in his ribs, and I don't know if he's taking painkillers. They say he doesn't want to, but obviously that's going to affect the way he throws the ball. So all you LA Charger fans that had Super Bowl aspirations and MVP, you can kind of scratch that shit off and throw those tickets away. Well, keep the tickets because you never know. But we got to see what he can do and what he can play. I'm not sure about backing the Jags in this game though. The Chargers are still a very good team. Jacksonville's still trying to find out who they are. I get why the line's short because of the question mark with Herbert, but I can't back the Jags in this game.
Yeah, this is a game that's off my board. Like I said, when the best player on the field is obviously hurt with rib injuries, we've seen how he looked trying to finish out the game. The last time he played, he didn't look too good. So I assume over the last week or so, he's not much better. But I would look at
you got some props?
Yeah, just a player prop here. Trevor Lawrence
out for the Chargers.
Trevor Lawrence. What's Trevor Lawrence completions?
Trevor Lawrence's completions.
Mm-hmm.
Over 22.5.
I like that. Let's go over 22.5. You can mark it down as a player prop.
All right.
I think in this game, this will be a game that'll be throwing the balls indoor. I think over the past 2 games, he's thrown over 24, 25 last 2 games. So I see him kind of getting into that Doug Peterson offense a little bit. And we know Doug loved throwing the ball, baby.
Yeah.
One thing he loved doing is throwing that route.
Right.
So, looking over the past few weeks so far.
Yeah, Mahomes
Lawrence has thrown the ball.
And then Carr threw for 22 on the nose. So I think the line is right where it should be.
Trevor Lawrence completions over 22.5. You can put that in as a play. He's thrown the ball over 30 times, 42 times in game 1 against Pittsburgh. It was 21 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Or was that a preseason? That could have been a preseason.
Not a bad side. I mean, he's thrown for 25 and 24, and he's thrown for 72 times out of the last 2 games. So not a bad side. Not a bad side.
Especially going against the Chargers.
Yeah, they're not going to be able.
I mean, you might want to also look at Austin Eckler's reception yards.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's probably he's got to be like 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Austin Eckler's props will be heavy here. I think they'll probably lean on the run game a little more.
They don't even have it on the board.
Oh, they don't?
Nope.
Yeah, because I think if they're going to be leaning, if Herbert's out or not doing, not trying to stretch him too much, they're probably heavy on the run.
I mean, and the only thing I can think of is, does he not play?
Well, I don't know. Listen, he's not playing.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's going to play, but or does he get pulled from the game? That's how the Jags win this game. If Herbert just can't go, and he's hurting his team, and they pull him from the game, for him to get hurt even more, injure his ribs anymore, and then you have the backup. Who is it? Is it Chase Daniels?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think about. And if I think about backup, I think about Chase Daniels.
Because he's everybody's backup.
He's everywhere. So, and then you got Lawrence versus Chase Daniels. That's the key to Jags winning here. So that's the way I look at that game. All right. Next game, we got LA Rams versus traveling to Arizona Cardinals. The Rams are -3.5. Total is 48.5. I would lean Rams here. Cardinals came back and won that game. Murray obviously just put the team on the shoulder and did it, but Connor's banged up. I'm not sure how they're going to run the ball against this defense. And I don't even know how they're going to throw the ball. I think this line is really short to me. I don't like why this line is so short because that tells me that if this was an even playing field that this line is only like 1. And I don't think the Rams are only 1 point better than the Cardinals. I think it's an overreaction to them winning last week, even though the Rams offensive line is in shambles almost. They're just not a good offensive line. I think this team overall is still good enough to beat the Cardinals by 3 points. So if I was putting a parlay together on this side, I would go Rams money line here.
Yeah, I mean, what's the money line?
Minus 90, minus 190.
Ugh, that's too much juice.
Or you like it straight?
I like the spread. I mean, I think the Rams are the better team here. Arizona's trash.
I don't get why this line's so
don't let last week fool y'all. It was granted to.
It was the whole week teams were coming back. It wasn't just the Cardinals.
Murray's special in occasions, but for the most part throughout the game, he's terrible. And I think the Rams are a better team offensively and defensively. They'll be able to attack. Matter of fact, we know the last time they played the Rams, what happened. You think they're going to change that game plan?
Yeah.
Defensively, that's when we saw the real Kyler Murray. And that wasn't good. So I like the Rams here comfortable.
Yeah.
If you want to buy half a point and get it to 3 just to
protect yourself a little bit.
Yeah, get a little push. But I like them to go down there and have a ball.
Have a ball. You know what? If you don't like that, let's put a little parlay together here. Give me that guy. That guy scores everywhere he goes.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. He just scores everywhere he goes. It doesn't matter where he goes. Oh, look at that line. Look at that. That line dropped. I don't get this. This is scary to me. This is weird to me, this line.
For what?
Because it was at 3. Remember, we saw it at 3. Now it's at 2.5.
The Rams?
Yeah. No. Ravens.
The Ravens at 3 or 2?
Yeah. Yeah, and then look, late money coming on the Vikings too. Minus 6.5.
I said that. Watch out for the Vikings.
So let's switch that up.
Give me the Rams. I don't care what you say.
All right, so we're building a little parlay to get right now live. We're gonna go money line here for the Birds. Detroit, Cooper Kupp. All right. Where's the next game? All right, so this is an interesting game. Green Bay versus Tampa Bay. Tampa is minus 1.5. Total is 42. The question is, who the hell is playing for either team outside of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers? Because both of these receiving cores are decimated. I just saw Watson's out. Watkins is out as well. Sammy Watkins is out. The rookie Watson's out. All of Tampa's receivers are out. Damn near. They just signed Cole Beasley, and now he's activated for this game. I don't have a side for this game in terms of who's going to win the game, but you got to think they're going to this is going to be a running game, right? Lenny, Jones, and Dillon are all going to be part of this game plan. They have to be.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Perryman's out there, but like look at these names. What we know about these teams, and then look at these names of like prop bets and scores. Like there's nobody. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm off this game. I don't have a play on this game. I would, but I think it would have been tight anyway. But with all these injuries, I think the weather coming down there in Tampa too, right? That total dropped from 47 to 41. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they're going to run the ball, and it's going to be nothing but ding and dunk. There ain't going to be no bombs thrown in this game.
No, so yeah,
not at all.
If anything, this will be part of my teaser under.
I like this one though. Jones over 27.5 receiving. He gets that now. Let me look at that real quick. Jones. Yeah, he's got that in both games already. And he scored. Last game. Yeah, give me the Jones right there. Working on a parlay. All right. Next game. Vegas. Is this a Monday night game? No, it's not the Monday night game. Night game. San Francisco 49ers going out to Denver. We're going up north to Denver. Line is at -1.5. Niners in Denver. When's the last time you seen Denver as a dog in Denver? Line is
we missed
-1.
the game.
Total is 44.5. Yo, man, give me the Niners, bro. I thought Denver might have been something with Russ, but it don't look like it at all. I think Judy's playing in this game. I know he was banged up or hurt, but give me the Niners.
Yeah, I agree. I think I follow you there. I like that, especially at a short play Sunday night. I like the Niners here too. I like Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback for San Fran. It gives them better rhythm, run the ball, he makes the short throws. He's not going to do too much to get him in trouble. Excuse me. And I think Denver is still trying to figure out who they are with Russell Wilson. I think Russell is a really good guy. I think he's a great football player, but I think more he's a good person. And I think what's happening now in this transition, he wants to respect the coach. The coach is killing him, but he wants to respect the coach and not kind of overthrow. But Russ, if you're listening, you're the veteran, man. You got to do more now. You gotta say, yo, coach, nah, we're doing this, because I think the coach is getting him in some terrible situations. Game management's been horrible for the first two games. I mean, some of the play calls, some of the decision making, and Russ is just trotting out there with a smile on his face, and he one of those rah guys, like yeah, sure,
Yeah, for sure.
let's do it your way, because he's a good guy. But the good guy gonna get y'all ass out these. He gonna get y'all booed like I got booed last time y'all was in Denver. So something needs to change. It don't change this week. San Fran's too strong defensively. I think now with Jimmy Garoppolo gives him a little more balance. I didn't really trust Trey Lance. I hope he gets better. I hope he recovers from that ankle injury. I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I never trusted Trey Lance.
But I like Jimmy here in this position.
Like all the Super Bowl props, all the Super Bowl bettors have to love that Jimmy's the quarterback now. Because now that ticket is live now. Before it wasn't. But now it's definitely live. They just who's the Kittle, and Kittle's playing in this game. Kittle's coming back from this game, so he gets his best target back. Their offense is going to be full go. Outside of the running back that went down, but still that offense is going to be full go. Give me the Niners, man. I think the Niners. I actually think the Niners win big here.
I don't need to win big. I just need to win by one. So
yeah, I think they win. I think they win by close to a touchdown. Denver. I don't know what Denver is. And I think, like you said, they're still trying to figure it out. But here's the Saturday on live parlay, and I'm going to play this parlay. I like this one. We got Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown. We got the Eagles money line. Aaron Jones over his receiving yards, 27.5. We got the Niners, and I went back and did a alternate spread. I got the Detroit Lions as an over of the spread. Got him over a touchdown at 7.5. This play plays 13-1. Let's bring a half of a unit on there. $50 to win you 700. Now, if you're one of those bet small to win big, right? Just gonna put it out there. You take the Lions off here. You believe what we were saying before, even though this line went the opposite way. You put the money line on there, odds jump up 25-1. So then that 50 gives you over a grand, right? So I think that's a good parlay for the Saturday night slate, and then you get to sit back. And here's a key. Now we want to win parlays, right? But here's another nice little tip here in terms of the protection of the parlay. So let me show you what I'm talking about when I do that. So we're going to go with the plus 7.5 again, right? Now, when you look at this parlay and the way this is put here, let's go back to the game. I have all these games, and then the last game to equal out the parlay is the night game, which is your 49ers versus Denver game that we just talked about. So if you have $50 on this game to win 700, and you get to the last leg of this game and you have plus 100, you can guarantee yourself a good 350, 400 hours on a day. So now you can just really enjoy the game. So if you got to this game and this was the end, you would put a money line bet, probably a 2 to 3 unit money line bet to hedge your parlay. So now you're guaranteeing yourself a win regardless of what side it drops on. So that's how you look at this parlay. So you're hoping everything hits and goes the way it should be. And then at the end, you can hedge the San Fran and Denver game. Just food for thought. But I like this parlay here. Got to get lucky. But all this makes sense. I think the sweat is probably I'm debating between the Eagles and Cooper Kupp is the sweat. I think the Eagles should win. Could be a comeback behind win. Washington could be driving for the win. But anybody scoring a touchdown is all kind of always a sweat. But he's almost automatic at this point. All right, last game on the slate Monday night. We got the Dallas Cowboys going to New York. New York is favored by -1. Total is 39.
I think you missed a game.
Did I?
Atlanta, Seattle.
Oh, I did miss a game because it's trash. My bad. All right, one more game. Atlanta versus Seattle. Seattle's favorite -1. Total is 43.5. I got no play on this game. But
I do. Give me Atlanta. Give me Atlanta plus points.
Ooh. Atlanta?
Yeah. I think I know it's gonna be my only downfall is them playing Seattle's gonna be loud and right, but they're veterans on Atlanta. Marcus Mariota has been in the league a long time. Cordell Patterson in the backfield in the league a long time.
Bill, I thought you were leaving. And now you're back. Bill said Bill's been out for like the last 20 minutes. Bill, you want this money. You want these plays. Stop bullshitting. My bad. You said so. You like Atlanta here?
I like Atlanta here. I mean, I think for injury wise, Seattle's kind of beat up all week. A lot of people didn't practice this week. I like the dual threat opportunity for Mariota to kind of run and throw the ball. He's a better quarterback. And really, Atlanta's kind of giving up these games.
Better than Geno Smith, though.
Yeah, when we're talking about these two teams playing each other, that's all that matters. For me, I think Atlanta has been, besides last week, they've been playing pretty tough, right?
Yeah.
They just haven't played all 4 quarters. I think this is one of those tests where they can play a whack-ass team like Seattle and kind of come out with a victory. So this is a play for me, late play, Atlanta plus the point. I'll take that.
I forgot these teams even play. Yeah, Atlanta's got to win this game. I mean, they're 0-2. They definitely got to win this game. When did he score? Did he just score in the first game? He just scored in the first game. And then he went against the Rams. So that was just tough. I do like Mariota to score if you want to prop on this one. That's the only person I would trust to score. Is him to score a touchdown.
And the thing about it, Atlanta's been out in Washington all week. So they're, you ain't got to worry about them just traveling.
Traveling west.
Yeah, they've already been out there. They've been out there. I think it was reports that they've been practicing at University of Washington. So they've been outside at University of Washington. They know the wind, the noise. And so I like Atlanta here being prepared to play and win.
Yeah. So if you're backing, so the one thing I like about sides and when I play props is backing the winning team. So if you like Atlanta here, just like B Diddy does, it's either Mariota to score or Drake. One of the two.
Or Mariota rushing yards. What's his rushing yards?
Mariota.
35, 32.
28.
Oh, I like the over there. For sure.
28.
And the way they play defense in Seattle.
Well, I guess it's because Lance was a running quarterback and he didn't really get off too much.
Who?
Trey Lance.
He didn't get off. Yeah, he got off, all right. Off on the cart. He got rolled off. What you mean? He got off, all right. I mean, what?
He said, what? He got off.
Yeah,
right?
He ran.
Yeah, he ran, and he got hurt running.
And he got hurt. And that was that. But Marcus, he I think he averaged like 8 to 10 carries a game.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I see him. Yeah, he has 12 carries in week 1, 6 carries in week 2 against the Rams. Obviously, they were getting blown out by the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes back to more one of those games that I think that will be a little tighter. And I like Atlanta here. I like Marcus Mariota over 28 yards.
So is that an official play with Atlanta?
It is official play. Atlanta's official play.
All right. I got no play on that one. So last game of the slate, we have the Dallas Cowboys once again going to New York. New York is favorite -1. Total is 39. I don't know what to think of any of these teams. Good old fashioned old NFC East rivalry here. You would think that this would be a different look to this game, but you got Cooper Rush on Monday Night Football with Daniel Jones. So this is going to be probably up there. That's a lot of bad quarterbacks playing each other this week. I just noticed that. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of good quarterback play playing each other.
Or the 2 best ones we got playing is ain't got no receivers.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they don't got no receivers. That's what I make that game kind of trash too. I don't really have a side on this game. I think Dallas. I would lean Dallas here.
Nope.
Would probably be
no,
my
sir.
bet.
I'm leaning Giants.
Oh, you going Giants?
I'm leaning Giants, man. This is a big game for Giants this week.
It's a big game for sure.
Right. I think Dallas comes in. Oh, we got Cooper Rush. Just blah blah blah. But I think Giants is like they feel something's happening here. They're feeling the turning of the page. They're 2-0.
They win last week.
They're 2-0.
Yeah, that's right. They are undefeated.
They beat the Titans, right? Was it the Titans?
Yeah, it was. That's right.
And they held.
Now they beat the Panthers.
The Panthers and the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Giants at home here. This is a big game for them. I think this is like they're going to be ready for this game. The line is going the opposite way, but I really do like.
Yeah, I because I trust Dallas's defense, right, and that's where I'm looking at it. That's why I like Dallas, because I trust Dallas's defense versus their offense versus the other way around of New York's offense. I'm sorry, versus Dallas offense versus New York's defense. So yeah. I think there's an edge in that. You have Parsons, people, it's game 2, right? 18th game of his career, and he's already LT, right? So I'm not taking anything away from the kid. Parsons is a problem. Well, that's not, he's special. Not taking anything away from that, but I just can't stand when people start comparing some of these younger players who've only done it for a year to the greatest of all time type players. So, but he's definitely a game wrecker. So you have to account for him. And I forget how good this defensive line is with Lawrence up there. They have some running backs, and Diggs is actually playing well. And there's nothing on this New York team outside of Barkley that I have to worry about. So if I can keep Barkley under wraps in my head, New York's going to have a hard time, moving the ball here. And I think Cooper Rush is better than Daniel Jones in terms of being able to move the ball here. So I would actually lean Dallas. And come Monday, if we're still up on the up, then that could be a play.
It'll be a head-to-head then.
You know how that do for you.
Yeah, you're gonna do well head-to-head.
Yeah, come on, man. You know how that do for you.
You know how you be in head-to-head.
You know how that does for you when we go head-to-head. Come on.
But I'll definitely like to look at the for next week, teasing that and keeping it open, teasing that under here. So get up to 50 or close to 50 and go under. So that'd be definitely a play. I think it might be some rain in the forecast also for that game in New York. So
yeah, not a lot of teaser plays. You know what I mean? I just have the 3 props and the 1 teaser play for me. So not a lot of teaser.
I do have a teaser play.
Yeah. Hey, right on time.
I put them in last night, so let me give you guys that out. I know we haven't really talked about it too much.
Yeah, once you get that, Don, man, you got to get on the college pod, bro. Don, if you're not following me on Money Pot YouTube, man, you need to, because the college pod be popping. First week, our new guy C Sharp went 6-0, swept it. Now not like 3-4, like that motherfucker went 6-0. I think overall we went 10-4 on the first week, and then yesterday I haven't done the numbers, but outside of Arkansas, I would have swept. and Arkansas hit the top of the goddamn goalpost. Where I would have swept, all my leans hit that I was looking at. And I think C Sharp regressed a little bit with some of the heavy chalky plays he had. He still ended up even, but some of the heavier plays on his early. So we had earlier top plays. Those didn't hit for him, but his back end plays hit. Like I think he had UNLV had hit. I think he had some TCU in there who had hit. And I think, what did you do? You did okay, right?
Who, me? Yeah. I shot about 75%.
Yeah. I didn't go back and look. Let me.
Yeah, I was 3 for 5 on my top plays.
Yeah, 3 for 5.
And then I was 2 for 3 on my teaser bets.
On your teaser plays, yeah. Don, you better get with it. Excuse me. Don, you better get with it. And everybody in the chat, y'all better get with it. Get on the college pod. I'm telling you, we're making money Saturday and Friday and Saturday. We're making money today, all weekend long. You get paid on Thursday or Friday, and then you get paid with Money Pot throughout the weekend. It's a win-win. And I see the likes are up. I love that. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and please hit that like button. We don't put Venmo out there. We don't put Cash App as of yet, but we don't do anything of that yet. So cost you nothing. It really helps us on the show. So continue to smash the like button, hit the notification, hit the subscription button, and you already know. So your boys will tell you when we go live, you'll know. I hit a same game parlay too. 2 in a row, same game parlays, up over 15 units. That means up over $1,500 in same game parlays, and I drop them whenever the fuck I feel like it. There's no rhyme and no reason. So you got to make sure you follow me on Money Pop Podcast YouTube. All right. Yeah, man, get on there. All right.
Let me give you these plays.
Yeah, the teaser. That's right. That's what we're waiting for. Your teaser to end the show. End this on the show.
So 2 games I really like. 2 teasers. We can do a 2-team teaser. Keep it funky. We're gonna go Philadelphia Eagles and the Chiefs.
Okay.
We get them to +2 and over. Pretty much to win.
Yes, sir.
Or we can go a 3-team teaser, get an extra couple points. There's a 10-point teaser, and you can go Baltimore. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up right now.
Now, these are official plays?
These are official plays.
Okay.
This is a 2-unit play for me. 2-unit play is Baltimore +7.5. And this is why they're key for me. Baltimore +7.5 is get me over that half a point, right? So Patriots win by 7. I'm still winning. I get a half a point win. That's a key number for me. So it'll be Baltimore 7.5, Kansas City +5 gets me over that 3, and then you got Philadelphia Eagles +3.5. It gets me over that 3 also on both sides. That's a 2-unit play for me.
Cool. Just gotta. William Jackson out for Washington. Yeah, man. The Eagles should ride here. And I like his props over for Hurts.
There's another teaser that looks pretty good to me too. On a dog side, and that's Detroit +16.5, 3-teamer. Houston +13, and these are early games. Obviously, these are 1:00 games.
So you put in another teaser?
No, I was just looking at it. I'm saying it looks good. I mean, I might later on make a play.
All right. So if you make a play, so what we'll do like this, because we gotta get out of here. If you make a play, we'll send a video, and if you follow us on Money Pod Podcast YouTube, we'll drop the same game parlay on YouTube right before kickoff. Always happens. We always go offline here, and we always talk about some of the plays that we do. So live betting, like I said, every time I introduce B Diddy, I tell you he's one of the best live bettors I know. So if he's got some plays or some live betting that he shares, I'll throw it up on the YouTube Money Pot. So make sure you guys are following me, man. I think we gave out some great plays, but just a quick recap, just in case for those who are with us that haven't been with us for the whole thing. B Diddy's got over team total over Detroit 23.5. He's got the first play in that game is going to be a rush. He has the first one a team to score in the first 6 minutes in the Eagles and Washington game.
Weather permitting.
What'd you say?
Weather permitting.
Oh, weather permitting. I'm sorry. Lawrence over the completions, 22.5. He has Atlanta straight up +1. He has a 2-team teaser, Philly and the Chiefs, and a 3-team 10-point teaser, B more KC and the Eagles. I myself have Kelsey over his receiving yards at 70.5. I have Waddle over 62.5. And then I have AJ Brown over 5.5 catches. And I have a 2-team teaser, Miami in the Birds. Lock all those plays in. Good luck on your gambling, degenerate ways and habits, and make sure if you hit, when you hit, make sure you tag us on Money Pop Podcast, man. You just letting us know that you're listening, you're following, you're making money, and you're telling a friend to tell a motherfucking friend, man. For myself, Moss Money, for the homie, B Diddy. This is Money Pop Podcast. Good luck. May the gods of betting bless you. And we out. See you.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck night, or this game he stink!
Oh shit!
It's